sailed here and also. I just started another one. Oh, I already put the phone in the stand, but I sent it to a bully. Yeah.
திருத்தணியன் கொழுவிருக்கும் திருவாய் மருகனுக்கு திருநீற்றின் அபிஷேகம்மா என் முருகனுக்கு திருநீற்றின் அபிஷேகம்மா என் குமரனுக்கு திருநீற்றின் அபிஷேகம்மா பரியேறி வந்தோரை மணிமுடன் காமியும் பரமணிகள் மகனுக்கு பன்னீர் அபிஷேகமா பரியேறி வந்தோரை மணிமுடன் காமியும் பரமணிகள் மகனுக்கு பன்னீர் அபிஷேகமா மாறி வரும் அடியவர்க்கு மாதனுடன் காட்சிதரும் பாடி வரும் அடியவர்க்கு காதனுடன் காட்சிதரும் ஆழ்ந்த மன்னனுக்கு பாடவிசேகமா சுப்பிரமணியனுக்கு பாடவிசேகமா திருத்தணியன் கொழுவிருக்கும் திருமாய் மருகனுக்கு திருநீற்றின் அபிஷேகம்மா முருகனுக்கு திருநீற்றின் அபிஷேகம்மா என் குமரனுக்கு திருநீற்றின் அபிஷேகம்மா சஞ்சலங்கள் தீர்த்து வைக்கும் மைகரணியம் தம்பிக்கும் சஞ்சலங்கள் தீர்த்து வைக்கும் மைகரணியம் தம்பிக்கும் சந்தன அபிஷேகம்மா முருகனுக்கு சந்தன அபிஷேகம்மா அந்த கண்முகனின் அலங்காரம் சந்தனிகள் தந்தவர்க்கு சண்முகனின் அலங்காரம் சந்தனிகள் தந்தவர்க்கு சந்ததமும் என்றும் அருள்தாம் அந்த சண்முகனின் அலங்காரம் சந்தனிகள் தந்தவர்க்கு சந்ததமும் என்றும் அருள்தாம் முருகா திருத்தணியன் கொழுவிருக்கும் திருமாய் மருகனுக்கு திருநீற்றின் அபிஷேகம்மா என் முருகனுக்கு திருநீற்றின் அபிஷேகம்மா என் குமரனுக்கு திருநீற்றின் அபிஷேகம்மா திருத்தணியன் கொழுவிருக்கும் திருமாய் மருகனுக்கு திருநீற்றின் அபிஷேகம்மா என் முருகனுக்கு திருநீற்றின் அபிஷேகம்மா என் குமரனுக்கு திருநீற்றின் அபிஷேகம்மா
Members of the bereaved family, ladies, gentlemen, well-wishers. My name is Mrs. Diana, and I stand here a very proud woman today, having to say that I am the niece of Mr. and Mrs. Bobby Govender. I am your program director this afternoon, and I would just like to mention that due to time constraints, the viewing will continue because we have many tributes pouring in from all around the world. Firstly, on behalf of the Govender family, I would like to welcome and thank you for making yourselves available and for being presentation and representing yourselves at the cremation service of our beloved Mr. Kistnasami Govender. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make one silent, we would appreciate it. And secondly, to please avoid talking, as we need to give this funeral the honor and dignity that it deserves. Without further ado, I'm going to read a few tributes. And like I said, viewing will continue, so please bear with me while I get that ready. The first tribute will be from Uncle Bobby's eldest granddaughters, Kovashni and Prashini. So let me just get to that. Okay, it reads, thank you all for being here today to remember and celebrate the life of Tata. Being so far away from home hurts the most on days like today. My heart is with my family as we say goodbye to Tata. I am grateful that I was able to speak with him on Thursday and speak to him one last time. Some goodbyes are made harder by distance. Today, I carry my grief quietly from afar, wishing I could be home. To us, it was more than just Tata. Sorry, he was just more than Tata. He was our model compass, a storyteller, and someone who always made us feel safe and happy. His home was always open, and whenever I think about him, I think about his kindness, his patience, the quiet strength he carried throughout his life. Tata had a way of making ordinary moments feel special. Whether it was sitting together on the veranda drinking tea, listening to one of his stories, or playing a game of 9 cards. He reminded us that the most important things in life are the people we love and the time we spend together. He was generous with his time and wisdom. It made you feel like what you had to say truly mattered. He taught us many things. The value of hard work, the importance of kindness, and how to stay calm even when life becomes difficult. These lessons will stay with us for the rest of our lives. We spent so much of our childhood growing up with him in our lives for so many years. From school pickups to and begging him to take us to Prickly Park when all he wanted to do was nap, to picking lychees and mangoes off the trees. In his garden, our memories are filled with amazing times, good food, laughter, around the kitchen table, and so much love. Kubashni and I were able to spend a majority of our childhood and even adulthood with Tata, and it means so much to us that Kaden and Kayu also had the chance to know him and love him. Even from afar, they absolutely loved their Bobby Tata. Through them, a part of his love and legacy continues into the next generation. Although it is painful to say goodbye, I feel incredibly grateful that I had him as my grandfather. His love, his stories, and his example will continue to live on in all of us. Tata, thank you for everything you gave us. You always remembered, you'll always be loved and never be forgotten. Rest easy, Tata. Know that the values that you taught us, the love you gave us, and the life you built will continue to all of us. Your legacy is safe in your children, your grandchildren, and your great. The way we live, the way we love, and the way we care for one another. That was Frashini, who is in the Netherlands, and Kubashni, who is present. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to read another quick one from Australia. This comes from my cousin Kavita from Australia. Dear family and friends, it's hard to put into words the weight of the loss of my dear Bobby uncle. You weren't just my uncle. You were a role model and a huge part of our family. Your life was a blessing and a memory to treasure. You had a unique way to make everyone feel loved. You went above and beyond for our family, acting as a father figure, filling a void when we needed it most. Your wisdom will continue to guide from Kavita and family from Perth, Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, I will just take a short break, but while I'm doing that, I would like to call upon Tiloshini Naidu, who has a few minutes to just give a brief talk. That is the niece of Uncle Bobby, Tiloshini Naidu. Ladies and gentlemen, we have quite a few tributes, so please bear with us. I'm going to try and be as brief as possible as we have time constraints. Thank you.
Morning all. As the MC has introduced me, I'm Philoshni Naidu, niece of our dearly departed, that we've all taken time to come through and say a final goodbye. If you had access to my phone, you would find a chat group that I proudly belong to called Zakyan's Clan. Many may understand, but for those that don't, Zakyan, Mr. Govender, my grandfather, was a familiar, well-known farmer on the north coast town of Fraser's. Children who continue to keep his memory alive by sharing stories and news. Uncle Bobby, or Big Daddy, as is known to me, was the eldest son of 10 children born to my grandparents. And after their passing, he filled the role of the stalwart of the Govender family. He was a father to many of us, and as an elder, was respected and cherished. Today, we gather with heavy hearts to remember and honor someone very special in our family. Losing an elder in the family is never easy, because they are more than just relatives. They are our roots, our guides, and the keepers of our family's history. Our beloved lived a life filled with wisdom, strength, and love. He was someone we could always turn to for advice, comfort, and encouragement. The stories, the laughter, and his presence at family functions will be my constant reminder of what a kind-hearted gentleman he was. Big Daddy had this permanent, soft smile etched on his face. His humor was hilarious, and he had a cheeky, stubborn streak that you only saw if he wanted you to. Although we feel deep sadness today, we are also grateful. Grateful for the time we had and the lessons shared. His spirit lives on through each of us, but more especially through his 4 children and their respective families. The love shown, and in the way he continued to support, especially his life partner of 67 years, Auntie Sautri, also known as Bigama. Today, we say goodbye, but we will never forget. When we lose someone we love, we must learn not to live without them, but to live with the love they left behind. May his soul rest in peace. Love you, Big Daddy. Thank you.
Thank you for that tribute, Eulogy. It was really heartwarming. Ladies and gentlemen, my next tribute is from my Aunt Pam and her son Dashen, also in Australia, who relocated last year. While I'm happy to read their tribute, I would like to make it known if Mr. V.B. Govender is around to Gowden. Please make known to me, because he's our next speaker. The tribute reads as follows. This comes from Auntie Pam and her son Dashendo in Australia. Tribute to Bob Uncle. Incidentally, Auntie Pam, for those of you that don't know, is my Aunt Sally's younger sibling. Tribute to Bob Uncle. Loving Sairam to family and friends, it is with a heavy heart that we are unable to attend the funeral and pay our last respects to a dear brother-in-law and uncle. So we send this message of condolences to Bob uncle and the family. We pray that Swami gives all of you the strength to handle the loss of a wonderful soul. We are deeply saddened to hear about the passing of Bob uncle. He was truly a remarkable person and a gentle soul. I remember our last few trips to Durban when we visited, he would be at the veranda ready to warmly greet you with a smile and a loving welcome. It is still hard to grapple with the thought that you won't be there in Forenza Gardens the next time we visit. We will miss our conversations on various topics that we had on our visits, but most of all, we will miss you, Bob uncle. Your kind heart and gentle persona will always be something that reminds me of you. Your willingness to help or support those in need is what makes you rest peacefully in Lord Shiva's hands, watching over Auntie, the family and friends you left behind. You will be missed. Go well, Bob uncle, till we meet again. Jai Sairam, Pam and Darshan Reddy. I believe Mr. Govender is not around, so I'm just going to read another tribute quickly. This tribute is from my cousin Wendy, the daughter of my late uncle Seela Reddy. She is in Abu Dhabi, and it reads, "It is with a heavy heart that I send my deepest condolences to my Auntie Bobby and my cousins Danny, Pat, Viloshni and Pragasan and the rest of the family. We have lost a huge pillar in our family today. I will be ever so grateful for having such a wonderful uncle who has been so loving, kind, friendly and humble to us all. Thank you, Bobby uncle, for being who you are, and thank you for the way in which you did everything. We will always destination, deep energy. Is Mr. Rama Reddy here from the Vishnu temple, please? Mr. Rama Reddy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call upon Mr. Rama Reddy from the Vishnu temple, who will pay tribute right now. Mr. Reddy. Sorry.
In memory of a life so well lived, a art so deeply loved, a life of humility, integrity, and community service. To the Master of Ceremonies, grieving members of the Govender family, my respected elders, ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you this afternoon, a representative of a family in grief and a family in mourning. This afternoon, we gather to honor and celebrate the life and legacy of the late Mr. Kistnasami Govender, fondly known as Uncle Bobby. Uncle Bobby was born on the 23rd of January 1933 to the pioneering family on the coast. Uncle Bobby, as you know, was called to rest on the 13th of March 2026, around 4:10 in the morning, at a rightful age of 93 years. Uncle Bobby was a rock, the pillar, the anchor, and the nucleus of the Govender family. Uncle Bobby married his soulmate, Mrs. Savitri Govender, on the 23rd of August 1959 at the Great Village Temple in Tongat. He was a committed and devoted husband to his beloved wife, and they were blessed with 4 remarkable children: Danny, Pat, Viloshni, and Pregasan. Uncle Bobby fulfilled every promise he made to his loving children by providing them with the finest gifts a father can give: the assurance of unconditional love. He also poured out his attention to his 7 lovely grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, today is our chance to say thank you for the way you brightened our lives. You stood tall as a superhuman being with unique qualities. Your fatherly, caring, the lives around. The large gathering at the funeral this morning bears ample testimony of the high esteem that each one of you was held. Many of us will remember Uncle Bobby for the love for his family, his neighbors, friends, and his deep sense of compassion. His life was characterized by the humaneness and a sense of belonging, underpinned by the adage, service to humanity is service to God. In this regard, his life was punctuated by only good deeds, a helping hand to all in need. Albert Einstein once said, "I could see further because I stood on the shoulders of giants." Ladies and gentlemen, all of us could see further because we stood on the shoulders of Uncle Bobby. In terms of his work life, Uncle Bobby worked at PACO as a senior admin clerk. He later joined the Peter Smythe Group as a supervisor and was later taken over by the Ready Mix Concrete Group. Uncle Bobby officially retired in 1993 at the age of 60. Uncle Bobby's home away from home was the Reservoir Hills Sri Vishnu Temple, which was established in the year 1908. He served this organization from a tender age in many different portfolios. A trustee, a Stanigar, as well as a treasurer. I must say, and integrity. He was meticulous in his record keeping of all financial transactions. Uncle Bobby also ensured that the temple lamps were lit every morning and evening. He was also the designated buyer for the temple, and I must say he was prudent in the utilization of the temple funds. On behalf of the officials of the Temple Society, I want to thank Uncle Bobby and his family for their untiring efforts, their dedication and humanitarian service. Uncle Bobby leaves behind his beloved wife, Savitri, 3 brothers, a sister, 4 loving children, Danny, Pat, Viloshni, and Pregasan, sons-in-law, Selvan and Yogan, daughter-in-law, Ganesh, 7 loving grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren, and a host of family and friends. stay loved and remembered every day. Your legacy lives on in the love and values you instilled in us. Although you are gone, the love you gave us remains as a beautiful reminder of your presence in our life. May your soul enjoy eternal rest at the petal feet of Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rama Reddy, for that absolutely fitting tribute that sums up my uncle's life, career, and himself. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I would like to thank you for your silence and for respecting and providing the dignity that the funeral deserves. Thank you. I'm going to go on to another tribute very quickly, and this comes from Mr. Davis Modley and his extended family. Mr. Modley, Davis Modley, is the brother-in-law of our late Bobby uncle's brother Mark, who's married to Savvy. So I'd just like to read that quickly. And this tribute comes from Ireland. A tribute to Brother Bobby Govender. With deep sadness and loving remembrance, I pen this tribute to a gentleman of note. Mr. Bobby Govender was a man of quiet strength, wisdom, and kindness. Throughout his long and meaningful life, he touched the hearts of many with his gentle nature, humility, and unwavering love for his family. His guidance, values, and warm presence will remain forever cherished for all who knew him. Though he has left this earthly world, his legacy of love, dignity, and compassion will continue to live in the lives he shaped and the memories he created. Your life was a blessing. Your memory is a treasure. You are loved beyond words and missed beyond measure. May his soul rest in eternal peace. So long, Om Namah Narayana, Davis Modley from Ireland. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Modley, if you are watching online. Ladies and gentlemen, I will have the pleasure of calling who is present. I just want to thank Mr. Rama Reddy for those very fitting words that you have relayed to us, and your tribute again actually sums up everything about my Bobby Uncle Reddy. I think everyone that's seated here will acknowledge everything that you mentioned about him. I think the only thing you missed out, Mr. Rama Reddy, was the fact that he loved his studying. I think you're scratching your head. Mr. Vivi Downton, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been asked to pay a short tribute to the late Bobby Govender. I am going to speak in reference to my association with the late Bobby Govender as long-standing members of the Reservoir Hills Senior Citizens Club. Firstly, on behalf of the Reservoir Hills Senior Citizens Club, I convey to the bereaving family, Govender family, our sincerest and heartfelt condolences on the irreplaceable loss. The late Bobby Govender was an elder in our club, and his humility and quiet diplomacy were some of the many amazing attributes and qualities of this great soul. In spite of his quiet disposition, he commanded respect. He was always respected by all of us at the club. He was a role model to many of the younger members of our club. He has a passion. He had a passion for a game of tunny. Admired for his astute knowledge and finer points of the game. He is a great loss, not only to his family and friends and the Reservoir Senior Citizens Club, but also to the community in general. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we must rally around the bereaving family and assist in whatever way we could. We pray that the Almighty will accept his humble soul at his lotus feet, and may his soul rest in everlasting peace. May the good Lord give the bereaving family all the strength and courage to bear this great loss. Go well, my friend.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Govender, for the very fitting tribute and your words of encouragement. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to be very much longer, but I have to say that I cannot not read tributes that have come in from abroad, and I don't want to dishearten anybody. I just have a few more, so please bear with me for another couple of minutes, please. The next tribute is from my cousin Judy, who resides in America. She is also the niece of my Aunt Sally Govender. And it reads, Cuz Danny, Bobby Uncle and Bobby Auntie's family. It does not matter how old, ill or otherwise obvious it is that our loved ones are to leave us in their physical form, it still hurts so much. It's still so jarring and so painful. No matter how many people we lose, we still don't know how fully process the loss of a loved one. This pain is what I'm thinking makes us all human. I know it is so incredibly hard to say goodbye to someone you have known your whole life, but I hope the precious memories of your father and grandfather can somehow ease the pain of this loss. These are your memories to keep and share, because nothing can deprive you of that. I pray that you all find strength in each other and in all the memories Bob Uncle left behind. I especially pray that you all wrap your hearts and arms around your mom very tightly in a way that she needs right now, and will need in the future to be comforted and protected, just like Bob Uncle did for her 60 years. Sending so much love, prayers and condolences to you all, and especially to your mom, Bob. Thank you so much for that, Julie. It goes on to say, a close friend sent me this quote message when I lost my brother Jay, and it resonated and has carried me and helped me navigate my own grief journey. She lost her mom at a very young age, so she knew loss and she knew how difficult grief is to navigate. This quote went something like this: death ends a life, not a relationship. We are forced to detach from our loved ones in the physical form, only, but never in the emotional or spiritual way. From Judy and her family in America. One more before I get to the final tribute. I think it is quite evident last year when he came to South Africa on a short visit. He is also the nephew of Auntie Kistnasami Govender, an uncle. A tribute to a special uncle. My uncle was a truly special man. He was gentle, humble, and kind in everything he did. One of the things that stood out most about him was his calm nature. He never needed to raise his voice to be heard. His quiet strength and patience spoke louder than words ever could. He treated everyone with respect and carried himself with a humility that left a lasting impression on all who knew him. Being around him always brought a sense of peace, and his presence reminded us that true character is shown through kindness and calmness. I want to reiterate that, ladies and gentlemen, that true character comes from calmness and kindness, which we need so desperately in our lives. Though he is no longer with us, the example he set of patience, humility, and quiet strength will always stay with us. He will be remembered not only for the man he was, but for the gentle way he touched the lives around him. Our sincerest condolences to Bobby Auntie, cousins Danny, Pat, Hiloshi, Pragasan, and the rest of the bereaved family. Thank you for those precious words, Kumaran. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're almost at the tail end of the funeral service of my late uncle. I think we have about half an hour left, so I'm just going to read out one more tribute that I put down to describe my uncle and our family association with him. Unfortunately, my mom is not available due to frailness of her health, but she's watching it live stream, and she'll be very disappointed if I didn't mention her name and extended her good wishes on live stream. So I'd rather say, Mom, I am sending your wishes to Bobby Auntie and his family once again, so be strong. With a heart full of gratitude, I celebrate the life of my dear uncle, Mr. Kistnasami Govender, a man whose kindness, wisdom, and warmth made a lasting impact on all who knew him. He was an amazing uncle who was a guiding light, who acted as a father figure, a mentor, a friend, who provided unwavering support, laughter, and wisdom. He will always leave a lasting legacy through his kindness, generosity, and most of all, he always made everyone feel valued. And I always remembered my uncle because he treated everyone and valued every soul that he came into contact with. That was Mr. Bobby Govender, and I think that is why you can look at the turnout, you can hear the tributes, and know why this man was so special to everyone. When I say this man, I say it with love. I'm just trying to emphasize how loved and how much of respect we had for Bobby Uncle. Bobby Uncle never ever undermined or underestimated or even spoke harshly to anyone. Even the disciplining of his children or anyone that needed gently, he had a way of doing it. While honoring my uncle, I have to mention how he and my aunt complemented each other. Both of them had a great impact and love for family and friends. They would always be dressed immaculately, and they always carried themselves with such unity, dignity, and decorum. They were both punctual and tried to make themselves present at any function, be it a prayer, wedding, party, or just stopping to say hello. His favorite function, I think, was the Marian prayer, what some of us know as the porridge prayer. I'm sure Uncle used to look forward to the prayer because it was a whole day affair. And he was so excited when the Tani game was a must at every single time they had an opportunity. Whilst my aunt, a person who's perfect in almost everything that she does, while she's busy making the very delicious, the bulbulas and the berries for us back of the scenes, and made to perfection, by the way, he would be enjoying himself with all his stunning friends and relatives. Ladies and gentlemen, whilst we mourn today, we also take comfort that my uncle's mission on earth has been fulfilled. We thank God for your life and we bid farewell until we meet again. You have left a void in the family which will never ever be filled, Bobby Uncle. Go well. Ladies and gentlemen, I will take leave of you. If there are any other announcements or tributes, I will let you know. Thank you for your time. The viewing will continue till sorry, my apologies. How can I do that to you, Tabe? The grandson of the late Mr. Bobby Govender, Tabe Mudi will now address you and pay tribute to his granddad.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here today as we gather to remember and celebrate the life of my grandfather. Today, I stand here not only as a grandchild, but also on behalf of the immediate family. Our hearts are heavy as we say goodbye, but we are also grateful for the life he has lived and the love he has given our family. To me, my grandfather was more than just a grandparent. He was someone who showed us what strength, kindness, and family truly looks like. He had a way of making people feel welcome, valued, and loved. Whether it was through his advice, his stories, his humor, or simply his presence, he left a mark on everyone who knew him. As a grandson, I will always remember the moments we've shared, the lessons he taught us, and sometimes without even realizing it. He showed us the importance of hard work, respect, and taking care of people around us. Those lessons are gifts that we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. I also saw the incredible influence he had over my mom. The value, the strength, and character that my mom carries today are a reflection of the man who raised her. Through my mother, my grandfather's legacy continues to live on in our family. Today we say goodbye, but we also say thank you. Thank you for the love you gave so freely. Thank you for the guidance you shared, and thank you for the memories that will stay with us forever. Although he may no longer be with us physically, his spirit lives on in values he taught us and the stories we share. Tata, you will be remembered, always loved, and never forgotten. May you rest peacefully. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those words, Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure I will get a chance to pop up again to just fill you in on any announcements that you ought to know about. So, like I said, the viewing will stop around 12:25, because the cremation is scheduled to take place at 12:30. Thank you.
Yeah.